everyone, Jim T. Graham from rcgroups.com. We're at the field today with the FinWing Penguin. I was searching for an airplane to use for FPV, and what I wanted was bigger and more cargo area, and the Penguin did the trick. I got on the phone with Tim from ReadyMadeRC, and we had a long talk, which you can hear on the RC Groups podcast. I believe it's podcast 28. And Tim said you need to try this out, so he sent the Penguin to me to review. I built it in about 3 evenings. I think it's about a 4-hour build in all actuality. Everything's pretty straightforward and it's well designed. And so some of the key features are a lot of these FPV planes have wings that go on with rubber bands. This has a bolt-on wing, which is super strong. And we have reinforced tail boom back here. It's wood reinforced, it's not carbon fiber, but you know, the guys who use the Penguin seem to swear by it, so we'll find out how that works out. The whole tail group is held on with one screw, which could be a little disconcerting, but the word on the street is that it's totally a solid unit. And the great part is, if you really wanted to strip this down, you could pop that rudder out and the elevator and just have the fuse. And then, of course, the biggest feature on the bird is the nose of the Penguin, where it gets its name. There's debate about the bubble. Some people use the bubble canopy. Some people pop it off and just use the big deck that we have here. And right now, the goal is to maiden this plane and see what it flies like, if it's gentle, if it's agile, and if it could possibly be a beginner plane. And, you know, since it is a big brother to basically an Easy Star, which is definitely a beginner plane, this might be a great way not only to get into just learning how to fly, but then have a vehicle that you could then put your FPV equipment on and move on from there. It came with a 2815 Outrunner. It also on this side has the FinWing 60 amp speed controller. And it also came, it came with servos. And these are all FinWing servos. It also had servo extensions all in the plane, which is great because, you know, you'll get into a build and then you'll realize you don't have a part or two, but everything I needed was here except for the receiver. And they even included Velcro. So you can look, I'll flash some pictures up and you can see inside of the nose of this plane, which is huge. You literally can put both hands into this bird. And I'm pretty sure you can put everything you want in here. But right now we're going to focus on the maiden and getting it in the air, and so let's see what she'll do. So before we put it in the air, I thought we would look at some of the internals on the bird. This is, you know, the big feature is, once again, the clear canopy, and then the rear deck. Something cool, Tim at Ready Made makes a pan and tilt that fits right into this piece, and so you would pop out these other 2 sections and then it would bolt straight in, and then you would have a pan and tilt made for this canopy. And you can also go in here to put your GoPro, or I'm going to put an RC Logger Pro in here on the front deck for recording. And then if you look in here, you can see all the space. Everything you see is black is actually a wood piece, and I have a 5000 3-cell in the nose. And we have the AR8000 receiver, which I love it because there's a lot of channels, and I can also put a fail-safe on there, which I'll need if I go with the return to home system. And here's the 60 amp living on the side of the wing, on the fuselage. I like to keep them in the open because I've seen a lot of people lose airplanes because they overheated their ESC. So I think it's safer just to lay it out here. That's the internals.
So it was blowing about 15 miles an hour out at the field, but we had the sun and we wanted to take advantage of the warm weather before we lost it again to the winter. Jason Cole was with me, and Jason is a great pilot, and so he manned the sticks in the windy air and I manned the camera, and we set it off to see what the Penguin could do.
How's it under thrust?
It's hands off.
It's really blowing though.
It seems to handle the thrust line very well. Like that's power off. No, I'm not touching anything. Hang the throttle and it doesn't really dive. It just keeps going.
Awesome. I didn't put any washers in it. I just wanted to see what it would do natural. How's the power?
It's ridiculous.
Not much in the way of throws on it.
Right.
Which could always be rectified. You do a slow flyby. Well, it's really blowing right now. What do you think it's blowing?
That's got to be 15 to 20 right there. It's getting slope work off that hill right there.
You think it needs more rudder, or you think that's enough?
And you can, it's got a lot. That was right rudder right there only. Left rudder only. It's got plenty.
Why don't we test it for stall?
So you can get down to
Right. Right.
power off.
Wind stopped.
Pulling back. It's full elevator. It's just mushy.
Which is what you want.
Mushy. Full elevator inverted, so it needs a little bit either more. It's more elevator throw probably for that. Alright, we'll bring it in, hopefully. You can just land it on the belly, right?
Yes, sir.
So overall, I'm really excited about the Penguin. When I pulled it out of the box, I could tell it was a quality piece. All the parts look nice. It just felt real. It's designed well too. You can tell somebody really thought about it that was an FPV pilot. I added the yellow and blue U-line tape just to add some color up in the sky. That would be an easy thing for you to do. That does not come with the kit. And of course, this is the biggest feature, the front deck, where you can put your cameras and your whatever it is you need up there. There's certainly acreage to put that in. And then below that, of course, is the vast acreage for all your FPV gear. And I like to have a lot of places to put Velcro. Even where I don't have Velcro, you can see in there, there's side rails, and everywhere you can add OSD and return to home and all that kind of stuff. The nacelle you see on my motor, I applied that with magnets in case I needed to get that motor off again, which worked great. And overall, just a great flying airplane. Once again, we're in 15-mile-an-hour winds, and it was just a sweetheart. You'd never know it. And even without adding the thrust washers. It went where we wanted it to. So thanks to Tim and ReadyMadeRC. Tim's a passionate guy about FPV and carries all the good gear. He runs a family-owned business, family-run business, so support ReadyMade. And this is a great plane. I'm a big fan of the Penguin.